The first time I saw that white SUV nosed right into my driveway like it belonged there, I honestly thought the universe was pulling some kind of prank. Maybe some lost DoorDash driver. Maybe a friend of a neighbor who couldn't read a house number if it bit them. But nah. I walk next door, knock, and the door swings open. And there she is, Karen, arms crossed, chin up like she just crowned herself queen of the block. She tells me, "Oh, that's community parking now, like my private driveway's suddenly a public library, and she's just handing out library cards." I literally laughed. What else are you supposed to do when someone declares eminent domain over your concrete? She just slid those sunglasses higher on her nose, didn't crack a smile, and said, "You should be proud to help out. Not everyone has space." And just like that, my American dream, my little patch of freedom, became her latest real estate conquest. See, I bought that house with a driveway. 6 months before, I was choking on city parking tickets, dodging street sweepers, praying for an open spot near my apartment. The thought of pulling into my own garage and shutting the door on the chaos, that was pure gold. I mean, the driveway wasn't just concrete. It was hope, independence, home. But to Karen, it was just empty space that needed reallocation. She didn't see property lines. She saw opportunity. By the next weekend, not only was a white SUV back, there were two more cars angled across my curb, pinning me in like I was livestock in a corral. I knock on Karen's door again, and out she comes, wielding her clipboard like a judge with a gavel. "We had a vote," she says. "The association agreed your driveway is overflow parking now. We'll be polite about it." As if trapping me in my own house is her version of neighborly charm. It stopped being funny right about the third time I was late to work. She taped an overflow list to my mailbox. Names, numbers, her handwriting so smug I could feel it through the paper. Called one of those numbers, some stranger answers, says, "Hold up, I'll tell my cousin," and hangs up. I waited 20 minutes. My boss didn't find it funny, either. I started flipping through the HOA bylaws. Yeah, I'm that guy now, reading legalese by lamplight, looking for a loophole. Nothing in there about commandeering private driveways. I cornered Karen on the sidewalk. "You don't have the authority. This is trespassing." She gave me that half smile, really more like a veiled thread in Sunday clothes, and said, "We do what's best for the community. If you can't be part of the solution, maybe you're not a good fit here." That word "fit" hung in the air like a warning shot. Next escalation came Friday evening. Flyers everywhere, taped to every mailbox. Community parking policy, effective immediately. And signed, but her passive-aggressive font all over it. Homeowners with extra space should contribute to neighborhood harmony. My address? Bolded as the designated spot for Zone C. I ripped it down, crumpled it, tossed it. 2 hours later, Karen's pounding at my door. "You can't remove official HOA notices." I asked her which law school she flunked out of. She called me hostile and stormed off, waving that clipboard like she might smite me with it. That night, I parked my truck sideways across my own driveway. Next morning, someone left a note under my wiper. "Selfish. The HOA will find you." No signature, just the smell of entitlement. The irony, me being called selfish for refusing to be trampled in my own yard, nearly made me laugh. Nearly. I started documenting. Photos, timestamps, license plates, every time I was blocked in. When Karen tried to make a scene at the next HOA meeting, accused me of undermining community spirit, I pulled up my phone. Slideshow time. Block cars, block truck, the whole circus. Room went awkwardly quiet. Karen didn't miss a beat. "These photos are harassment. We need to address his behavior." Just like that, she twisted the story until I was the criminal. The real breaking point came one muggy evening. I come home from the grocery store, trunk full of food, and there's a black sedan parked diagonally across my driveway. No note, no nothing. I honk, not doors wait. Nobody shows. Meanwhile, my groceries are melting. 45 minutes. I end up carrying bags from the street, muttering curses into the dusk. When the driver finally shows, Karen's nephew, apparently, he smirks and goes, "Relax. It's just a driveway." That's when something inside me just snapped. It wasn't about parking anymore. It was about being humiliated on my own land. I started digging for solutions. Called tow companies. Nobody touches HOA disputes. Cops. They shrug, call it civil. I read legal blogs until my eyes blur. Eventually, I find something called driveway deterrents, low-profile tire spikes. The kind that sit flush with the ground, can be folded down for yourself, pop up for everyone else. Completely legal if marked. The idea stuck in my head like a splinter. Before I ordered, I double-checked city codes. Nothing said I couldn't protect my own property, so long as I posted a warning. So I did it. Heavy, steel, retractable, discreet. When the box finally arrived, it felt like I was about to commit a heist. Pulled on my gloves, drilled into the concrete, sweat running down my back. I caught Karen peeking through her blinds, didn't wave. She didn't either. The tension was almost electric. By noon, spikes installed, bright yellow triangles stenciled onto the pavement, subtle enough to miss if you're distracted, clear enough for any lawyer. That first evening, a silver sedan rolls up, noses forward, pauses right at the line of spikes. The driver leans out, reads the sign, mutters, and parks 2 houses down. I swear, that moment, the sheer satisfaction, was better than any vacation. But Karen, of course, doesn't back down. Next day, she corners me by the mailbox. What is that contraption? I told her, a protective measure. For safety. She flips through her clipboard, looking for a bylaw about aesthetics. Comes up empty. Walked away, fuming. Days pass. No more cars in my driveway. No more groceries melting in the trunk. The spikes work. It's almost too easy. But I know her type. Karen wasn't going to let go without a final act. At the next HOA meeting, she launches into a rant about hazardous installations on residential property. It's dangerous for children. She hisses, voice all quiver and drama. The room mostly rolls their eyes. The vote to make me remove the spikes fails, 6-54. Karen's smile cracks like thin ice. 2 mornings later, a city code enforcement officer shows up. Clipboard in hand, apologetic, says we had a complaint. I walk him through the driveway, show the retractable mechanism, the warning paint. He nods, makes notes, tells me I'm fully compliant, but to expect more complaints. I thanked him. Inside, I felt the coil of Karen's obsession tighten. That evening, she sidles up as I collect the mail. You think you're clever, but you're dividing the neighborhood. People don't like troublemakers. I ask her if they like blocked driveways and property damage. She gives me that predator smile, low voice. We'll see how long you last here. Not even a threat, more like a curse. Then the petty sabotage starts. Trash cans knocked over. Egg on my garage door. Anonymous notes in my mailbox. Each one shriller than the last. For sale sign stuck in my yard. Fake, cheap plastic, but neighbors see. Karen's whispering that I'm unstable, paranoid. I respond the only way I know. Cameras. Security cam above the garage. Lights, even a trail cam in the bushes. Now, every accident is on tape. The egging stops. The trash can stay upright. The whispers continue, but they're just background noise now. And then, because of course it couldn't be simple, Karen escalates. I come home one Saturday and find 3 cars across my driveway. The spikes have been folded flat. My lever, inside my locked garage, was tampered with. Karen appears, watering her plants, fakes concern. Oh dear, looks like your little toys aren't working. I realize someone broke into my garage. This is no longer about parking. This is trespassing. I call the police. The officer shrugs, calls it civil, until I show him the camera footage. Karen's nephew, again, sneaking in, unlocking the lever. Suddenly, it's not civil. Suddenly, it's criminal. Karen doubles down, floods my mailbox with unsigned threats, tries to get the HOA to find me. But now, the neighborhood's catching on. People are tired. They're tired of her, not me. Alan, the quiet neighbor, slips me a USB stick, emails, proof Karen's been forging signatures, inventing fake support, manipulating the board behind closed doors. If you need this, I've got your back, he whispers. For the first time, I don't feel alone. And here's the twist, the most surprising part. Karen's nephew shows up at my door, not with a smirk, but with a guilty face, and says he's done being her errand boy. He confesses, parking on my driveway was all her idea, sabotaging the spikes, even the nails. She's gonna burn the whole place down just to win. He mutters, hand me a USB full of emails and voice memos. Her plotting, her threats. I feel a bitter laugh bubbling up. Her own family's turning on her. At the next HOA barbecue, Karen's old stage, I calmly hand the stack of evidence to the HOA president. Show the footage, the emails, the forged signatures. Neighbors gather, murmurs spread, the tide shifts. Karen tries to spin it, but it's too late. The emergency vote passes. She's suspended officially. Her kingdom crumbles in broad daylight. Her retaliation comes as a 5-word letter slipped under my door. You haven't won yet. Watch. Desperate, shaky pen strokes, all bite and no bark. Then, one night, cameras catch 2 figures trying to break into my truck. The police come, bag the evidence, connect the nephew, and, by process of elimination, Karen herself. Charges are filed. Not civil this time, but criminal, trespass, vandalism, conspiracy. The day we're in court, Karen looks so much smaller than she ever did with her clipboard. She tries to hold on to that old arrogance, but the evidence is stacked too high. I testify, Alan testifies, the whole block stories come out. The verdict? Guilty on trespass and vandalism. Probation, fines, community service, but the real loss is invisible, her power gone. The neighborhood breathes again. And that, right there, is the lesson that stuck with me. The one I learned slow and hard, like pulling a splinter. People like Karen don't crave rules. They crave control. And the only way to stop them isn't to scream or fight dirty or sink to their level. It's to stand your ground, document everything. Let the truth work slow, relentless, and public. Justice doesn't always roar. Sometimes it just shines a light and watches the roaches scatter. Now, the driveway's mine again. The spikes stay, but not as a threat, just a quiet reminder that boundaries matter. And sometimes you have to build your own peace one battle at a time. Karen? She's still there, but the crown's gone. Neighbors wave again. Kids play basketball where her flyers used to be. Even the HOA meetings are boring. And I gotta ask, where's the line between standing up for yourself and starting a war? When does defending your peace become its own kind of battle? With a justice, or with just one more power game, played with better evidence? Let me know what you think. Where's the line? Ever had a neighbor go full tyrant? Share your stories, your thoughts, your own hard-earned victories. I'm all ears, because, trust me, some battles are better when you fight them together.